In this example, I'm going to show you a complex copybook. I'm going to start up here at the top, and with this copybook, it's actually representing different or multiple record types, and so you have one file that has different record types coming in, and these are all identified by a field called HM sub record type. And these 88 levels are basically a way of defining the valid values for a field. So here for sub-record type, these are basically the valid values that you can use. And actually within the COBOL code, instead of having to say if HM sub-record type is equal to FHR, you could just say if FHR because it has an 88 level. Now within the data mapper, we really don't use the 88 levels. We will get rid of those, but just wanted to explain what those meant. So this first 01 level, again, this is just a high level record type, really represents any data coming in. So you have your record type and then your record number, and then you have this filler of 589. Okay, so this is basically just a very not a detailed record definition. And then each one of these other O1s underneath this can refer to different record types. So for example, an FHR record type is a record coming in that has an HM subrecord type equal to FHR. And so in COBOL, the code will check to see if it's equal to FHR. And if it is, then it will use this layout here. And so you can see the first two fields are the same for all of these layouts. So you'll have the record type, which is a pic X03, which is a string with 3 bytes. And then you'll have a record number, and record number is pic 9, which is a numeric for 8 bytes. And then after that, everything after that, this is all going to be different for every different record type. And so if you look at this compared to this up here, obviously it's the layout's different, and same thing for each one of these. And so again, every one of these will have the same record type and record number fields, and then everything else underneath this will be different. And then you'll notice also under here that we have some 05s and then some 10s under here. So the 05 is, in this case, is basically a higher level definition of these 4 fields. And so in the COBOL code, or also in the mapper, you'll see this. You can refer to this field, which really consists of all 4 of these fields, or you can refer to each one of these individually. So it just depends on what you want to do with the data. If you just want to get the century or the year, then you can refer to these individual fields. If you can get the full date, then you would refer to this field. And just another thing to point out as we get down here further, we have what's called these TAA record. Look at that in a minute, sorry. We have an occurs here. So this occurs basically means the data underneath this 10 level, so these 3 fields here, is basically an array. So this is going to occur 3 times. So you could basically represent this or see this as program code -1, start date -1, end date -1, program code -2, and that's in the actual COBOL code you refer to it as an array, which is basically you put parentheses after each one of these fields to get to which occurrence it is. And we'll go further down here. We have some redefines. So basically redefines just means that whatever you're saying redefine, whatever value you're saying redefines, it's just redefining the value up above. So you can see here that this is redefining this proc batch subcode, which is this field here. And it's just basically a way of referring to data using different names. And that is used a lot in COBOL. And then further down here, we're going to have the TAA records. So TAA is its own record type, and then underneath the TAA you're going to have actually other different types of records. So here we have the TAA retail data and the TAA lodging data, and again you'll notice here they both have record type, record number, and then you're going to have some other fields here that in all of these TAA records are the same. They're just going to be the TID, those four fields here. So if you look down, TID, format code, type code, and tran ID. Each one of these will have that TID, format code, type code, and tran ID. And so once you distinguish it as a TAA record based on record type, there's going to be further logic that we'll have to use to determine what type of TAA record it is, and that's going to be based on format code, for example, or the address type code. And so with this knowledge, the copybook, once you import it into the data mapper, then you're going to have to build all of this out.